Fall Guys! Man, this is one addictive game, and I've had a ton of fun playing it, but I've also had a ton of fun with some of the quirky glitches in the game too. Like this glitch in the whirly jig, where you can use this giant propeller to launch yourself over this wall and land out of bounds, and now your Fall Guy stands on absolutely nothing. Yeah, something about this game's title doesn't seem right now. I was given the impression there would be falling. Apparently not. In fact, you can make it a fair way down the course before you actually begin falling, and the game will then put you at the next checkpoint, which is something of an unintended shortcut. So, thanks, game. But that's not the only out-of-bounds glitch in this game, not by a long shot. There's another one in Gate Crashes, where if we use this kind of pole that goes back and forth before the doors, we can manage to get our Fall Guy wedged between that and the wall, and it'll push us upwards and over another invisible barrier, and now we're once again standing in midair. Now sadly, there's not an awful lot we can do in this tiny space, but if we go upwards towards the end of the course, we can actually jump, and then we'll begin falling for what seems like forever, and we can see what exists underneath this map, and it's kind of cool. I appreciate it in a falling to my death kind of way. And then eventually you'll be spawned back up on the stage, but hey, guess what? You'll be all the way back at the start, so good luck winning this one. I'm just kidding, you won't. Honestly, this game is just filled with places that you can stand in midair, and there's another one in Jinxed. Now this one's kind of tricky to pull off. You need the physics of the game to kind of launch you up into the air, and you do it by jumping at this swinging ball. If you hit it in just the right way and kind of hold towards the walls of the stage, you'll maybe manage to land on the top of the invisible wall, and hey presto, you're standing on nothing again. And also, if you manage to do this and not be jinxed, there's no way you can be jinxed. So I don't know how that turns out because, well, I got jinxed, but you get the idea. You have to watch all the chaos and destruction from a great distance, and nobody can touch you. Sounds like 2020 in a nutshell. Oh, no way, we won! And I got a trophy! In Slime Climb, there's another quirky little thing you can do where you can grab these ledges that kind of go in and out of the wall, and they'll drag you inside the wall. And now, one of two things will happen here. If you let go of the ledge and then jump, you'll actually be pushed through the floor, creating a shortcut. Alternatively, you'll actually be launched up into the air and still create a shortcut. And also, people will question exactly when it was you learned to fly until you come crashing down on top of their heads. The other larger option is you actually let go of this ledge and you're placed underneath the stage, and you kind of just wait it out here until the slime kills you. So, less prospects in that one. If being pushed through very narrow gaps into floors or walls is your thing, then you're gonna love Team Tail Grab's glitch. This game is full of swinging mallets that are placed very close to walls and floors. And if you're very lucky or unlucky, depending on which way you look at it, you can actually kind of get squeezed through this very narrow gap between the mallet and the floor or a wall, and you'll be squeezed through them and out of bounds. And now if you have a tail, you won't actually be able to lose your tail because nobody can reach you. Your options are pretty slim now, but you have two of them. One is you can stay there and mock everyone because they're unable to reach you, or you can continue running completely out of bounds to the point where you'll fall and actually be placed back in the regular play area, where now several players will gang up on you, steal your tail, and you'll instantly regret your decision. You were untouchable once. Now, in trying to get this glitch myself, it was almost impossible. It seems luck is a complete factor. You just have to be in the exact right space at the right time, and it happens. Even more unlikely is this happens, where you kind of get flung and you land in the middle pyramid section, and once again you're now under the stage. I have no idea of what the odds are of this happening, but it must have been a complete fluke. And the odds of this happening and you have a tail? It's gotta be like a 1 in a million chance, right? Take that, yellow team. One of my favorite cheats, glitches in the game is this one in Block Party. It says here that this one's been patched. What you used to be able to do is if you had a friend stand by this wall, you used to be able to jump on their head and land on the outer wall, and this was basically a free win because nothing could touch you up here. But then they patched it. Then there was a different way of doing it, where you can wait for this very end section with the huge amounts of blocks in one go, and yet again, if you jump on somebody's head, you can land on top of these. And one of the cool things about this is there's actually an extended invisible floor that will take you out of bounds if you keep running across it. You also get to see exactly what happens to these blocks when they kind of go off camera, which is really cool actually. Now I've also seen a similar way of getting out of bounds by using these blocks and standing on them, and they kind of just carry you out of bounds, but I tried this and it didn't work for me, but maybe it'll work for you. The last glitch we're going to take a look at takes place in Hex-a-gon, where if this glitch happens to you, it's really unfortunate. You've worked so hard to reach this point here, and suddenly you'll fall through the gaps between the hexagons, which looks hilarious in slow motion, but absolutely absolutely heartbreaking if it happens to you. You get eliminated due to a glitch. Now, this is the one glitch in the game that I really hope they do patch out because it's so unfair. And honestly, probably a bunch of these glitches will be patched out, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe not. But that about wraps up this episode and some crazy and random glitches you guys can try out in Fall Guys. If you guys love going out of bounds, why not check out my good buddy She Says' series Boundary Break. He's doing an episode on Fall Guys. It's guaranteed to be a good time. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. A huge shout out and thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!